Hey y'all, hey, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Tayvontay's World. And today I have a little story time about how I became homeless. Like this story is like it's my origin story. It's literally gonna be the story that I start off with when I tell my story about how I made it. Point blank period. One, because I learned a lot about myself during this time. Two, this was when I started, like, I always listened to my gut instinct and stuff like that, but this is when I started heavily listening to my gut instinct, and I started to like become more spiritual, quote unquote. But yeah, and this might be a 3-part series because I don't want to sit here and tell this story and it might be like an hour or an hour 30 minutes long. Like, I'm trying to cut the time of my video so you don't have to be sitting here for 45 minutes listening to me ramble on about my life. Anyway, let's get into this video. I was in college, right? I know I told this story before. I was in college and I got a phone call from my sister, and it wasn't even a phone call, it was a text message, because I used to work in the caf because I was at work, right? And I used to work at caf. I used to be the deli boy. Let me just put out this statement right here: made the best sandwiches on campus. Point blank period. And whoever tell you different, they haters. Okay, because everybody came when I was at the deli. Everybody can get their sandwich because they know that sandwich gonna be made with love, even if all the shit was processed. But anyway, so I was at work and I got a text from my sister, and she was like, "Oh, your mother's in the hospital." I don't know what my mama did to make my sister mad, because you know when you got siblings and y'all share the same parents and y'all mad at y'all parents, you text your sibling like, "Girl, your mother doing way too much right now." Like, you don't claim your parents when they get you upset. So I don't know what my mother did to my sister, but she's like, your mama in the hospital. They believe she had a seizure and a stroke, right? So mind you, it was at the end of the semester, and throughout the semester, like, my mother and father would be, my mother mostly would be calling me with the drama going on between her and my father, right? So that was that. So then so my mother's in the hospital. It's at the end of the semester, so I tell them, meaning because we had like midterms and stuff like that. I mean, finals. We had finals and stuff like that. And my mother was supposed to come pick me up so I could go home. If she in the hospital, how am I getting home? Right? So I'm like, ooh. So I had to like stay at campus for an extra like 3 days or so. Then I attended so I could go home with my friend, because his mother was coming to pick him up. So she dropped me off home too. So that was that. So then when I got home, so yeah, my mother was in the hospital, and like she was at Brooklyn Hospital, and Brooklyn Hospital, it's okay hospital, but it seemed like they couldn't like understand what was going on with her. It's like it was a hassle with that. So then they was like, you know, her body was shutting down. So then they moved her from Brooklyn Hospital. She got moved to a nursing home. Now, mind you, I'm just coming out of college, right? I'm coming out of college. You know, I was away from all this that was going on in my family. I was away from all the drama, and I was living my best life. So imagine come home from college, your mother in the hospital, right? Your mother in the hospital. I'm laughing because it's so much happened in this year that it's just what the fuck? So I'm back home. My mother's in the hospital, and it seemed like Brooklyn Hospital didn't know what was going on. Her body was shutting down, so she went to the nursing home, right? So at the nursing home, we will visit her every day, like me and my sister. It's summertime, so we visit her every day. We bring her food, buy her food or whatever. So that already was a task in itself, because I'm coming home from college, and now all of a sudden I'm the mother of the family. I gotta cook, I gotta clean, because my father can't cook. And even if he did cook, we wasn't gonna eat the food he cooked. So, and I'm the only one who hand is next to my mother when it comes to cooking in the family. So I had to cook. I had to teach myself different recipes and stuff like that to enhance what I remember my mother telling me when I used to be in the kitchen with her cooking. So it was that, and I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, my father, he at work. So my day really was get up, cook something, take it to my mother, I probably get to my mother 12 p.m. From 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. I'm in the freaking hospital or nursing home visiting with my mother, helping clean her and stuff. Me and my sister, well, I ain't clean her, my sister cleaned her, but bringing the food, cooking the food and all that other stuff, she counted me out. I'm sorry, I ain't want it. You need me to wash your back? I got you. But all them other parts, baby, that's your daughter. Your daughter gonna do that, not me, okay? But anyway, we helped clean her and made sure she had everything she needed, And also, when your family members are in these hospitals and nursing homes and stuff, it's important that you go visit your family members so them nurses know that you got people who actually care about you, and that's more likelihood of them treating you better, because they know people come to check on you every day. Sometimes, when she was in the nursing home, the staff would get mad at me and my sister because we done cleaned the room. We done cleaned up the room. We done cleaned her, washed her up, and all they had to do was come and switch them sheets out. That's all they had to do. And they was like, girl, they supposed to be visiting you, not doing our job. That's what we get paid for. So whatever. So that was that. So meanwhile, that was going on. That was my life for a couple of weeks. So then while my mother's in the nursing home, right? My mother's in the nursing home. Her right side, her body starts shutting down. So they transport her to Mount Sinai. Then come to find out she had pinched nerve on her spinal cord, so she had to undergo surgery, right? So while that's going on, she going through surgery or whatever. She went through surgery. Then she was at Mount Sinai. Mount Sinai is an amazing hospital. And when I visited her at Mount Sinai, I didn't have to worry too much because she liked the food there. I didn't have to stay as long as I did as I was in Brooklyn Hospital or when she was in the first nursing home she went to. So she was in Mount Sinai, and then they put her in a rehabilitation center at Mount Sinai to get stronger and better or whatever. and we would visit time to time, bring her food or whatever. You know, that was like the reoccurring theme of that summer. So then shit just start to hit the fan. Like, so then we gone through that, right? So this is like May to July. I think she had like her surgery in July or June, one of the months. It's like, honestly, like, it's like a blur to me, because even though as much as I try to remember, I also try to forget it, because it's like very heartbreaking how things were handled and how people acted during this time where we needed to be close as a family. After her surgeries and all that, she had to go back to the nursing home that sent her off to fucking Mount Sinai, because she had she couldn't come home yet, and she was do some more rehabilitation. But I think like her she had to go back to the nursing home for like a month or so, or something like that. I feel like, yeah, because she had her surgery in, I believe it was July. Then she was at the rehabilitation center at Mount Sinai for about 2 weeks, and then they shipped her back off to the first nursing home she was at, and she had to go there for like physical therapy, to get physical therapy, and she just couldn't come home. They had to like monitor her because she couldn't walk after her surgery. She couldn't walk. So, but her release date was like August 28th or something like that. August 29th, August, like something like that. It was in the ending of August that she would be able to come back home. So one day, y'all, this is when it gets spicy. So one day, my brother had knocked on the door. Now, to tell you a little bit about my brother, we don't really, me and him, we don't got a good relationship like that because of certain reasons. Like, for instance, I can remember when my mother was in the hospital and I was going to visit her, whatever, and he had the nerve to say to me, oh yeah, you should be the one to go visit and take care of her because she was always at the hospitals with you when you were sick. And I'm like, nigga, shut the fuck up, bitch. You should be there too. I shouldn't be the only one doing this. You the oldest. And he also like the type of person who blamed the world for his mishaps instead of taking responsibility for what the fuck he need to do. Anyway, so he had came to the house. Mind you, he didn't live there. He had got kicked out a long time ago because he couldn't. You know how black families are. You can't live by my rules. Then you need to get out. So he got kicked out or whatever. Then he came. Apparently, he had a job interview, and he came to the house, and my father let him in, and I don't know why my father let him in. So my father let him in, and then like 2 hours later, my father was telling him to go home or whatever, and they start getting into a little fight. Oh, well, mind you, I'm upstairs because we lived in a duplex at the house, so it's like the top floor. The second floor of the house was like its own apartment, and that's where I slept. And at the bottom part, it was like a basement and then rooms and stuff or whatever. So my sister come upstairs, your father and brother are fighting. So I'm like, oh gosh, here we go. I ain't got time for this. You know, I'm already depression because I'm worrying about what my final grades was, and then my mom in fucking hospital, and I'm doing all this fucking shit around the house or whatever. Like, I can't take this. I can't take it. I can't. So I'm like, so then my father comes upstairs. My father comes upstairs, he about to call 911 or whatever. And then my brother comes upstairs and he snatched the phone out my father's hand and throws it on the floor. And they argue whatever. And then my brother is swinging on my father, and I'm trying to break them up from fighting. And then I got to the point where, like, I said, fuck it. Y'all don't want to listen to me? Fuck it. I'm going downstairs. And I let them motherfucking rumble. Yes, the fuck I did, because guess what? I got bigger fish to fry. I'm not mentally here right now, and y'all two fucking idiots fighting over the most stupidest shit in the fucking world, and I literally do not have time for this. So then, as I go downstairs, my brother, he goes, oh yeah, go downstairs, call anybody who you want, call anybody you want, call anybody you want, grab any weapon you want, because he know, because the last time him and my father had gotten into a fight, and I tried to break it up, and he kept pushing me, and I'm like, stop, break it up, no, don't need to fight, stop, no. And he kept pushing me, and he was like, I love you, but if you keep intervening, I'm gonna punch you in your face. Oh bitch, that's a threat. So I gradually went to the kitchen and grabbed the motherfucking knife, because I was about to take that bitch out. So then his girlfriend like, no, Dante, don't get the knife. So I said, get him the fuck out of here. Get him the fuck out of here. I don't got time for this bullshit. I got school in the morning. Now that's when I was in high school. Anyway. Bitch, because I was about to be in jail for attempted murder. So he go get whatever weapon, go get it, whatever. I said, okay. I was like, I'm not even worried about y'all no more. I don't got time for this. So then I go downstairs. I'm on the second floor, and something just said, pray. Right? So I went in my sister's old room, and I started praying. Now I don't know what happened. I don't know what was that. It probably was God telling me, God telling me, come here, my child, come to me. Went in my sister's room, or my sister's old room, because when I went to college, she took over my room, and then her room was abandoned, and they expected me to sleep in that little claustrophobic room. No ma'am, no sir. So I went in my sister's old room, and I just started praying. And I was like, God, I can't do this no more. I can't take this. I was like, God, I can't do this no more. I can't take this. I'm giving this to you, girl. I'm wiping my hand clean with this. Whatever you say do, that's what I'm going to do. So I did that. I was sitting there praying, and I was praying hard. I was praying real hard, because that's the only thing. Once that voice said, go pray, but I said, okay. Let me go pray. So I went and I prayed, and I hear my brother's footsteps coming down the stairs. So now he's walking around the house, right? Because I don't know if he was high or what. I don't know what was going on, but he was very, 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 very erratic, and I was very, very much not mentally cleared, and I don't know what would have happened if I would have allowed the devil to use me that night. You understand what I'm saying? Because the devil was definitely in the house. with both of them, my father and my brother. And the crazy thing about it is that, like, that Sunday prior, when I had went to church, the preacher was preaching. He was like, when you're on the right path, or when you're on the path that God wants you to be on, when you're going towards your purpose, the devil is going to slip up. The devil is going to slip up. The devil is going to come up, and he's going to cause chaos and confusion in your life to try to get you away from what is intended for you to do. And I was like, and then I start remembering that, and I was like, okay, I got you, God. I got you, universe. I see what you're doing. Thank you for that reminder. Thank you. So I'm praying, I hear his footsteps, and then he come to my sister's room, and I feel his presence at the door frame, and then he goes into my mother's room, then he walks back out, right? And then he walks past the door, and I'm still praying, because one thing about the two things for sure, the presence of source, God, or whatever is around you, can't nothing get in the way of that. Understand what I'm saying? You might not understand it now, but when the time comes and you need to understand it, you will. So then they go back out to arguing and whatnot and stuff. So then my brother leave out of the house, and my father runs downstairs to close the door. But then my brother tried to come back in the house, and like now they going back and forth with the door. My father trying to kick him out or whatever. So then my father foot got stuck in the door as he trying to slam it. So he slammed his ankle in between the door. In between the door, and he hurt his ankle. And so, and I think after I prayed, I think I had called the cops too. I can't remember. Like I said, it was a blur, but I know the cops showed up, so I must have had called the cops, because I was like, it's nothing I can do to stop them from fighting, unless it was, can't say that, I might incriminate myself. Anyway. So then the cops show up, and they asked my father, oh, you want to press charges? And my father was like, no, I don't want to press charges. My father was like, he's a good kid, and he just goes through these episodes and blase, 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 blah, whatever. So then that next day, I go to the hospital. I tell my mother what happened. I'm in a nursing home. Was it a nursing home or a hospital? It was one of them. And I tell my mother what happened. And she like, oh, that serves. She's like, oh, that serves your father right, because when he visited me earlier today, he had some he treated me like I was nothing. And I was like, ooh, well, I ain't know that, because that early that day, I was like, I need a break. Y'all should go to the nursing home and bring her this food, and let me stay home and get a rest, because I was going every day. Now my father's out of work because he can't go to work because his ankle fucked up, and so he gets on unemployment and he gets food stamps. He could barely walk. He walking on one leg. He had to get a boot on his ankle and walk around. So now it's like I'm tending after two people. I'm going to the hospital to make sure, not hospital, nurse home. I'm going to the nurse home to make sure my mama good, and then I come home, I gotta take care of one leg Billy, you know. So it's just like, it was like, well, fuck, like, what is this? So I'm gonna leave this at here, but I will be back next week, because baby, next week is when the story starts to get juicy. This is just the beginning, because baby, the loops and turns that this story take, you're gonna want to be here for. Y'all don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Leave a green heart in the comments if you made it to the end of this video. I love y'all for always coming in and watching my videos and supporting me. Don't worry, we got a lot coming up. I know I said this before, but I mean it now than ever, baby. I'm on my motherfucking Zoom, bitch. Baby, I'm on my motherfucking Zoom, okay? Just watch. But anyway, I love y'all. Thank y'all so much. Bye.